You won't believe what a daughter kept hearing in her room night after night. When her mom finally started breaking down the walls, what happened next left everyone stunned. Weeks of complaints from her daughter had pushed Amy Williams to the edge. Lily kept hearing a strange sound inside the walls, and Amy kept brushing it off as imagination. Then one night, Amy heard it herself. The noise was real, and now she had to find out what was hiding there. At first, Amy Williams treated Lily's cries like nothing serious. She figured her daughter was just going through a fearful phase, the way kids sometimes do. Then, during her usual bedtime routine, a sound came through the walls and stopped her cold. That changed everything. Amy stayed still, telling herself it was only the pipes. She picked up her book and tried to settle back in. Then, Lily screamed, sharp and sudden, and Amy jolted upright. "Mommy," the little girl cried. Something in that house was clearly wrong. The moment Lily called for help, Amy moved. She dropped the book, ran for her daughter's room, and pushed down the hallway with her heart racing. When she reached the door and switched on the light, she was ready to see what had frightened Lily so badly. Beside her pillow, Lily said she heard a strange sound. Amy sat down to calm her, but the story grew worse fast. The noise, Lily said, was moving inside the wall. Then came the part that unsettled Amy most. She'd heard whispering, soft and close. Houston native Amy Williams was only 26, yet life had already hit her hard. Family troubles shaped most of her early years, but she still held on to a dream: a loving husband, a warm home, and a happy ending. She wanted more than survival. She wanted a future. Amy never forgot the first time she spoke to him. Lawrence had a friendly grin, a flirtatious ease, and a way of making the whole room feel smaller. They talked all evening about fears, hopes, and plans. Amy was drawn in fast, and she hoped the feeling was mutual. That night led straight to a text from Lawrence asking her out. Amy said yes without hesitation. Their first date the next weekend only pulled her in deeper, with easy conversation and real chemistry. By then, she was already imagining a life with him. After a year of dating, Amy and Lawrence decided to move in together. They squeezed into his one-bedroom apartment and started their next chapter. For the first few months, it felt easy, almost perfect. The kind of beginning people remember for years. Several days of feeling sick sent Amy to take a pregnancy test, and the result hit hard, positive. Panic came first. She didn't feel ready to become a mother, and the thought of it left her shaken. That evening, she told Lawrence the news and waited for his reaction. Lawrence left that night, and Amy knew he wasn't coming back. He had wanted her to end the pregnancy. She refused. He walked away instead, leaving her stunned and alone. In one brutal moment, the life she thought she had built came apart. Once Lawrence was gone, Amy was left pregnant and on her own. She moved out of his apartment, found a place of her own, and faced the next months with heartbreak hanging over her. Fear and uncertainty followed her everywhere, until one thing shifted her focus completely. From that moment on, Amy made one promise: Lily would be protected. Nothing mattered more than her daughter's safety and happiness. So when they came home the next day, Amy braced herself. The road ahead would be hard, but her love for Lily only grew stronger. Time taught Amy how to juggle everything as a single mother. Lily grew fast, and with each passing year, Amy felt both the pride and the pressure of it. Before long, her little girl was 3, charming everyone around her. Amy had survived the hardest stretch and kept going. One night, Amy carried Lily to bed and noticed the distress on her face right away. Something was off. Sitting beside her daughter, she asked gently, "What's troubling you, sweetheart?" The answer she got made the room feel suddenly smaller. Lily told her mother she didn't want to sleep in that room. Amy was caught off guard. Her daughter usually loved her bed with the pink sheets, so she asked what was wrong. Lily's answer was quiet, sad, and far more unsettling than Amy expected. What Lily said next left Amy uneasy. While she slept, she'd heard whispers of shh, as if someone were trying to silence her. Amy couldn't make sense of it. She asked where the sounds were coming from, hoping for an ordinary answer. None came. That evening, Lily begged to sleep beside her mother, and Amy agreed. She didn't give much weight to the story, assuming her daughter was imagining things. With the walls so thin, she figured house noises could sound strange at night. Still, Lily stayed close. Amy gave Lily the gentlest reassurance she could. "Sweetheart, nothing is whispering to you from the wall. Sleep in your own bed," she said. But Lily still looked frightened. "Mommy, I hear it moving in there all night," she insisted, and Amy brushed it off. Later that night, Amy sent Lily back to her own room before heading to bed. Not long after, the calls started again. Tired and rubbing her eyes, Amy returned to check on her daughter. Lily was in tears. "Mommy, she began, and Amy froze in the doorway. Night after night, the same routine played out. Amy tucked Lily in, and Lily described the whispers inside the wall. Some evenings, Amy let her sleep beside her. Other nights, she sent her back to bed. The strange sounds kept the whole house on edge. For weeks, Amy waited for the sound Lily kept describing, but nothing ever came. Then, one ordinary evening, the quiet broke. The night started like any other, with Amy settling in and trying to relax. She had no idea how quickly the calm was about to vanish. Amy paused, telling herself the noises were just the house settling. She reached for her book and tried to ignore them. Then, Lily screamed, a piercing cry that cut through everything. Amy threw off the covers and sat up fast, suddenly wide awake. Without wasting a second, Amy ran when she heard her daughter call out. The book was forgotten. Lily's panicked voice pulled her down the hall, heart pounding hard in her chest. In moments, she reached the bedroom door and pushed inside. "Mommy, I can hear that sound again," Lily said, pointing near her pillow. Amy sat beside her to comfort her, and then she heard it too. Something was moving through the wall. The noise was unmistakable, and it sent a chill straight through her. Amy Williams could not keep dismissing Lily's complaints about the walls. She had written them off before, but not anymore. One night, the sound reached her own ears. That was enough. She grabbed a hammer and decided to see what was inside. After several hard swings, Amy finally broke a small hole in the wall. At first, she saw nothing unusual. Then, the noises grew louder, and her doubt faded. Lily had been right all along. A few more minutes of work exposed the truth. What Amy saw at first made no sense. Then, the thing moved, and terror hit all at once as its true shape appeared. Amy screamed, grabbed Lily, and ran. With danger now obvious, she knew she needed help fast. While Amy and Lily waited in her bedroom, the front door opened for help. Amy led the men straight to her daughter's room, while Lily stayed hidden, too scared of snakes to come near. In horror, Amy watched them start tearing into the wall. Inside that wall was a massive snake, and it had been there for a long time. That explained the hissing Lily kept hearing. Amy felt guilty for doubting her daughter, but the men got the animal out safely. At last, the house was quiet again.